Hi guys, welcome to the explanation for PT25 Game 3. This is a tough one. It's a combination game. I think beginners may want to make sure that they have ordering and grouping completely sorted out and mastered before they attempt anything like this. Not only is it a combination game, that setup part actually isn't too hard to grasp conceptually. What is tricky here is the rule. They're a combination of conditional rules that have an ordering element to them. So it's like a combined type of rule. You'll see what I'm talking about there in a minute. So what are we doing fundamentally here? We're dividing just 6 people into playing 2 sports. That would be easy enough. Let's look at how that would look. Say we're just grouping them into 2 sports. Kim, Lena, Marciela, Oliver, Paulo, and Shigeru. They're playing exactly one of these 2 sports. That would be easy. We're just grouping it into 2 pieces, right? We can have golf on this side and tennis on this side. However, we've got an additional rule here. If either one of these 6 people is going to be, playing one of these sports, then we've got to order it. So we're doing ordering within these groups. So say, for example, we know that K, L, and M are on this side. Well, now we have to rank them from highest to lowest. So we're going to want to draw a space to do ordering within these groups. Okay, so it's possible so far as we know now that they could all be on one side. So I've got 6 spaces to order things on each side here. Like say everybody's over on the golf side, well, we'd need 6 spots for them. So that's a pretty big diagram, obviously, but that's what you need to do this problem. You need to be able to both group and then order. And we're going to be ranking from highest to lowest, so make sure you put a little reminder there about which side is the high side and which is the low side on each group, in each group. Okay, for the rules here, Oliver plays tennis, so we can put Oliver just floating up over here. This can be our group before we order. When you do these games, you always worry about order before grouping. So subsequently, if you know somebody's going in on a side, always put them up here. And then later you might need to figure out the ordering depending on the question. Sometimes it's only asking about the grouping aspect. But always worry about grouping before ordering. That makes logical sense. How can you order things if you don't yet know that they're even in this group to order them? Next one is that Lena plays golf, so we put Lena over here. And then we additionally know that Lena's the highest ranking. So we can put Lena right in that number 1 spot here. No need to have it up here. It turns out now because you know that, there's only, now that one person's in at least each group, that you only have 5 max on each side. So we can simplify our diagram a little bit there. Now here's where it gets tricky. We jump into a bunch of conditional rules. So if Marciela plays golf, so MG, then Paulo plays golf, and so does Shigeru. Sticking with our rule, whenever we have a lot of conditional rules, I want you to keep it on either side of a line. This is the 2 chains method. So the second part of that rule is that if P plays T or S plays T, then M plays T. Right? MT. This is the contrapositive. It's better than writing, not PG, or not SG. Not SG is the same as ST. So this is a much more organized contrapositive down here. And now we get a rule that if Marciela plays tennis, so I can add this right on here. Well, if Marciela plays tennis, then we need to have S playing tennis, right? And then we're going to have an order to this. So this gets really tricky. We're going to have O, T, S, T, MT. So this is an ordering rule in here that's tucked in with this. Now how do you do the contrapositive of that? Well, the rule was about S playing tennis. So if we know that S is playing golf, then M is playing golf as well. You just negated that conditional element. You can't really negate all of this together. You could put it in parentheses and say not that. If you don't see that, then you can't see MG. But I just want to pull out the conditional part of this. The conditional part of the rule was that if M plays T, then so does S, right? So when I make the contrapositive, that's all I'm capturing. I want Okay, next one here is that if Paulo plays tennis, then Kim plays tennis. So PT, then Kim plays tennis. And then Oliver ranks lower than Kim, but higher than Paulo. Right? I don't really see a good way to connect that up. If we focus just on the P then K thing, it still doesn't work, right? So you probably just want the contrapositive of this conditional part, the P and K, put that on the other side. K, golf, then P, golf. It actually occurs to me that it might be better to write this right here. KT, then OT, then PT. So we'll get rid of it up here and then move this contrapositive up here. Okay, so that's all the rules. They're really complicated, but we can work with this. It's the same as any other conditional logic game. If you see something is triggered, then you make the available inferences. And because we use the two chains method, you only have to work forward with the arrows. The contrapositive of these rules is down here, right? Okay, so for 13 here, we just gotta find something that could be true. So how about M plays tennis, MT, and S golf? Well, let's look at that. If M plays T, then you know S is playing T as well, right? Because you have this, it's gonna show up this way here. So we can cross that right out. You can expect this to be a relatively easy question. How about Paulo plays tennis and Kim plays golf? Paulo tennis, Kim golf. Well, if Paulo's playing tennis, then Kim's tennis as well. So cross that one out. For C, Kim plays tennis and Paulo plays golf. I don't see anything immediately wrong with that. So let's try and eliminate the other ones. How about P and O are T, and then Paulo is ranking higher than Oliver. No, that violates this rule right here. So we cross that out. And then how about M and S playing tennis, but Marciela is higher than Shigeru? No, that violates this rule down here. If M's playing tennis, then S is too, but S is going to be higher than M. So C is our answer on this one. All right, so for 14, we need to figure out who could be the lowest, who could not be the lowest ranking tennis player. So we look at this. How about S? Could S be the lowest ranking? Well, if S plays tennis, then we know M plays tennis too. So S and M are going to both go in. But then we get this whole order. Now it needs to be O, S, M. So there's no way S can be the lowest ranking. M's going to be lower ranking. And we get the answer right there. For 15, which of the following could be a complete and accurate list of the people who play tennis? And we've got the rank from highest to lowest. So how about putting in S, P, and O over here? Well, if S is in, then M's in as well. So we can cross that right out. Just looking for the triggers, that's going to bring M in. How about O, P, K? This one looks like it would work as far as the grouping, but then we've got the order all wrong. You need to see KOP. So B is gone. How about SOM? If S is in, that's going to bring OSM in. That looks okay, but the order is wrong again. So B and C are out. How about O, S, K, and M? Okay, this looks a little better. We got the right people in. Okay, S is in. Looks like the order is right with the OS. Don't see any reason why K can't be there. KT isn't a trigger for anything. So we're just going to have Lena and Paul on this outside, and that works fine, right? No reason why. If P's playing golf, that doesn't trigger anything. So that works. You could also eliminate E to check here, but D's going to be the right answer on that one. Okay, for 16, S is playing golf. So we need to find out pairs of people who have to play together. So we put S on the golf side. Now we know M's on the golf side as well. And then P is there too. So we're just following the chain of inferences here. So now L, P, S, M all have to be together over here. What about K? That's the only thing left, right? It looks like K could go on either side. At least for now, I don't see any problems with that. So let's see if we can answer the question just with this work. Who must play together? Yeah, P and M, they have to be together. We're looking for somebody who can't. P and S have to be together. K and M, looks like we could split them up, but let's eliminate D and E. See if that's the fastest way to do that. P and L, yep, they have to be together. M and S have to be together. We're left with C. Okay, on 17, Oliver's the highest ranking tennis player. And we can actually infer a lot from that, right? If Oliver's the highest ranking tennis player, we can't have P in tennis, because if it was, then it'd trigger this order where suddenly O's not the highest ranking tennis player, right? So we need to kick P over to this other side. And when P's in golf, does that tell us anything? No, but maybe we can solve the question with just this information, right? What must be true? Scanning through these, I see Paulo and Lena play the same sport as each other. Yeah, we know that. So you had to make a tricky modus tollens inference there. You know, something with like this side being negated, and thus this side is negated too. And that leads us to the answer choice B. Okay, 18, we gotta add a new condition that S and Paulo don't play the same sport as each other. So S and Paulo can't be in the same group anymore. If S is playing golf, then that's gonna bring M into golf and P into golf as well. So we know we need to have S over here. And then that tells us that P's on the G side. And can we go further from there? Yes, we can. S is in T, that's gonna bring M into T as well, right? And we'd see that OSM order, but maybe we've solved the question already. Scanning through the answers here, we need something that can't be true, right? So I look down and I see C, P and M playing the same sport as each other. No, that can't be true. So you want to scan to see if you've already solved the question with the inferences that you'd already made there. Classic strategy, don't do any more work until you check if the inferences you made answer the question. Okay, so that's the game. Pretty tricky one, but if you're good at diagramming rules, it really wasn't too hard. I would say if you can do this game, you've mastered ordering, you've mastered grouping, you're in really good shape. So make sure you can do this one. If it doesn't go well now, try it in a week. Watch this video, try to remember the approach, and then try it in another week. If it doesn't work then, try it a week after that until you can get it. Okay, thanks. See you on the next game.